President Tinubu has shown from very first that he means business. In fact, people have been saying he's been making bold economic, well, he has started what will be like bold economic reforms. So I have two experts here that we're going to talk about this. First of all, Tunde Olatunji is a financial and economic expert. And then we also have Mr. Sheson Okunade. Mr. Okunade is a financial analyst. Thank you very much for making the time for us.
Good morning, Uncle Yori, and good morning to all our viewers.
Indeed, thank you very much. As soon as Mr. Olatunji can join us, he will do so. But Sheson, starting off with you, the president, not just in his action, but also some of his speech. Imagine that statement at the inauguration of NEC that, look, Nigerians are yearning for pragmatic reforms. And so from me, just take it, there's no time for rhetoric. That seems to be something of the signature of this administration. It's been action, action, action.
Yeah, Uncle Yori, you are talking about NEC. President actually started on the day of inauguration, 29th of May, when he was delivering his speech, and just in 3 sentences, in 3 words.
In 3 words.
In 3 words. You see, people that mean action don't talk much. They don't need to read a pistol before you understand that they need to pass the message.
Can you imagine?
While it was going, he just said, subsidy is gone.
It is gone.
He didn't use long sentences where you have to be interpreting or misquoting or being misguided or being misconstrued. It's just a straight word. Subsidy is gone. Straight.
And I imagine, I wouldn't be surprised if President Tinubu also didn't expect that in return from his team. Say, don't come and be making speeches here. There's a roadmap. There's a plan. I'm looking for results. So, I mean, if you have been able to achieve what was said, then, as you were saying, and as he has said, no need for rhetoric.
Yeah, you see, when someone is prepared for a particular position, you will see that from day one. And that is what he has actually done. He made several promises during the campaign. And you see, you don't have to wait till a month, 2 months, 3 months, like we had during the past 100 days, before people start feeling your impact. The last 2 weeks, 15, 16 days, you already passed the message. Yeah. And I can speak of it because you would have actually, you see, when you are contesting for any position, there are plans you would have actually put in place. Whether you win, you lose. You are on the path that I will win this election, and people must start feeling the vibes right from onset. And that's what he has done. On the inauguration day, he gave us that particular one. It went ahead. The work of the previous administration in terms of the Electricity Act, what the last administration did was to give the roadmap to say, okay, constitutionally, we are removing this from the exclusive list and bringing to the concurrent list. And because if you know Asiwaju for who he is, our president, he was one of the first people during the administration when he was the governor of Lagos State to first brought up the idea of IPP, the Independent Power Project.
That's right.
The federal government
it was the first in Nigeria.
Yeah, the federal government never supported him. They stifled the neck.
That was in the Obasanjo regime.
They said no. But
Obasanjo
now,
frustrated it.
He now had someone who has, you see, there is a good collaboration between the last weeks of Buhari and the current president. You make the constitution amendment. Leave the other one for me to sign to act. Do you know the benefit that we are getting from this electoral act when we start the manifestation or the implementation of some of these things? States are already venturing into having the framework for this to work. You see, all those areas where we are jammering to, permit me to use that word, the bedrock of the success of that thing is that there is a system working and there is availability of power supply.
Indeed.
I say this to everyone. It is not only in the area of industry that you look at when you talk about power. A student that wants to read comes back from school and is rushing to finish his assignment, all because he knows that by 7:30 or 8 o'clock, NEPA will take light and he won't come to you the next morning. So what do you expect him to do? While he's still in that tensed, you are coming from school, your teacher has batched you left, right, and center, but you know there's an assignment for you to do. He will not relax. What will you see him do? Rushing the assignment. But when you have guarantee of power supply, those days while we are growing up, first thing you do when you come back from school, you freshen up. You take your siesta. That's to relax. The tension your
You
teachers
remember
have given
well.
you. And the
That
next
was
thing,
back in the day.
in the days.
Now, all that your siesta time, you're still on the road. You
Oh,
never reach
in
home.
the traffic.
In the traffic.
So, but even with that, if you even get home by 6, when your parents are saying, my son, come back, come and do this, you say, Mommy, I have to do assignment. I don't want teacher to beat me because NEPA will soon take light.
So,
But you now have an act that will give us guarantee good power supply. From education side, you are getting it right. So I can come home, relax. People like us where we are studying those days, I don't read during the day. As a matter of fact, my friend will say, don't emulate your son. Because you will always be playing during the daytime. When it is 1 o'clock, I go to bed early. When it's 1 o'clock, when the environment is calm, the brain has settled down. Mommy is not calling me to say, have you washed the plate? She's asleep herself. Because I know there is power supply, I get straight to my book. And that has been the bedrock that provided the success.
you know, in this context of economic reforms, as you started on some of them, we can talk about 4 main planks that we have seen. And I get the feeling that this is still just the tip of the iceberg. You know, there's the subsidy removal thing, there's the electricity thing, there's the unified forex thing, and look at that whole students' loan law. Not to mention, you know, we just heard about special advisors yesterday. Talk about round pegs and round holes and that kind of a thing.
On Kuyori, I don't know what will happen when we'll be doing 100 days in office for this administration.
If we've got this much or
If
this far.
within less than 20 days?
Yes.
When you talk about subsidy, do you know the flamboyant life average Nigerians are living, we have curtailed it?
I think so.
No, it's not about thinking, sir.
Because people have to now take notice. Unlike before, when we were doing things because of subsidy, that's when the most economic. Now we are thinking.
Before that subsidy was removed, I had opportunity to travel to Ife. And I filled my tank, you know, 185 then, spent about 12,000 naira. They invited me. What I would have done and presented on Zoom. I said, no problem, I will come and I will encourage you. I traveled. I came back and they removed subsidy. The same liters of fuel I got for 33,000.
There you go.
And I asked myself, when I'm using this fuel, what is paying for it? That means whatever I'm going to do must be ready to, you know, give me returns. Pardon me, I'm an accountant.
Yeah.
There's always return on investment. I've invested 33,000 on my fuel inside my car. It's not it's an investment. What is going to repay back those things? I must have good justification for everywhere I go. So those Saturdays that you decide to want to just feel like, Uncle Yori, let me come and greet you. I will always say, okay, Yori, can we talk?
Let's chat. You know,
So we chat. So those are the indiscipline.
Indeed.
Some of these things are actually correcting to now discipline us that everybody is doing. You can see state government. What are they doing? Looking at staggering work activities.
That's right. Some state
You see,
governments have begun to
when
reduce
COVID came, we thought it was a cause. COVID actually prepared us for the time like this. There are several meetings that people now have, millions of meetings. There are clients that have not seen face-to-face. There are individuals that have not seen face-to-face. All we do is to have this group meeting. Everybody, they will see your face there. And they do see you on other aspects. You've submitted your proposal. And they can ask you, okay, this is, and you conclude the deal without actually visiting their offices.
Right.
I know of several offices as we speak, since COVID, they've not actually resumed back to office. They are working from home.
the old style way.
Yes. Work from home and give your productivity as expected.
So, you know, there's a sense in which, I don't know, as you said, he arrived prepared. He arrived prepared.
Our president, I'm sure, while he was young, was a member of the Boy Scouts. Because that was our slogan.
Be prepared.
Be prepared. He was fully prepared, and he never minds words. He goes straight to it. When you now move from there to the Electricity Act, he was on spots. If we are able to remove, work in line, have the right framework, there are several investors. All they need is a guarantee of their investment that are ready to pump their investment in the power sector. Enough of having it in the hands of very few.